everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Claire Point podcast with me, Randy Prizzle. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good, Shway, crispy, Ari? You know we're here for the podcast of this week, episode 22. Big up all you lot, first time watchers, seasoned watchers. Let's get into the podcast episode for this week. We're going to come straight onto the random questions. It's these cold settings outside, so let's get on to something that's going to warm it up a little bit. Burn it up, do you know what I mean? Like the Sean Paul song. We'll be burning unconcerning, what nobody want to say. But anyways, let's get on to it. If you had an extra hour a day that had to be allocated to one specific purpose, how would you use it? Extra hour a day. Let's think. Just trying to be more creative, I think. Or if not, I'm just chilling, downtime, playing some PS. I haven't really played PS in it's been about a weekish since I last played. People say, oh, come on, man. You're going to talk about months or something. This last time you played PS. But I generally as someone that uses that as kind of my downtime as well. So I really haven't had much downtime because I've just been focusing on doing this content thing, getting content out there. As you can see, I've been doing it quite a lot. I just probably had one day off, literally, where I was just watching a whole lot of stuff to try and catch up, to come back and then tell you guys about it and all of this and all of that, yappity yappa and all of that. So I would probably look to play PS. The other thing I said, potentially just jam to some music. I do that obviously now where I go in the shower. That's just literally now my downtime. Go in the shower, jamming some music, and then coming out and then trying to get back into creating some more content. So it is what it is. Busy. But anyways, next one. What's the most interesting thing you have in your pockets right now? Nothing. I have nothing there. It's empty, you know what I mean? So yeah, nothing in my pockets, you know what I mean? No script, no notes here, nothing, you know what I mean? Just the little words, tell me what's going to be on the episode today, and it's just down there, literally on the phone and that. So, but anyways, next thing, do you have a recurring dream? It's probably a bit explicit to tell people this, but this is an explicit podcast, right? So yeah, you got to go for it. I usually have a lot of, let's say, desirable dreams, pleasurable, desirable dreams. Sometimes it stars some famous women, and yes, it ends with clothes being off. So on their front and on my front. So, and we're both showing each other our fronts. So that's the best way I can put it in terms of like that. It happens. Do you know what I mean? We're only human. I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Do you know what I mean? We're just out here. We just sometimes have these dreams, and I had those dreams. So what can I say? It was only just a dream. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm not embarrassed to say it, but I just didn't want to say it in terms where some people think, man, you're a creep, like the TLC song. Creep, yeah, just creeping on and down now. Anyways, but yeah, let's move on to the next one. What is something that will instantly annoy you? Silly people, stupid people. I'm not saying stupid, but just people that just don't really understand when you've said something to them and you keep repeating it and they don't really get it. You know what I mean? Listen, if obviously someone is suffering from something, fair enough. But if someone is just being ignorant for reasons where you're telling them something, you're telling them to stop and they'll continue, or they're telling them to stop and they'll continue, it does start to get a bit annoying. It's to the point where that can start to trigger me. I think even you can say my mum triggers me at times, which is weird to say, but she can say these little things where it just gets under my skin, you know what I mean? Or you haven't sorted this thing out correctly. You haven't doing this thing out correctly. It's like, yeah, you know what? I just have to walk away sometimes, like the Craig David thing. No, I'm walking away. Troubles in my life, I'm walking away. Whoa, to find a better day. Actually, no one wants to do that. But anyways, next one. Who is the luckiest person you know? I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know a lucky person. So I would say people that are just out here enjoying life, you know what I mean? Just letting life, you know, not grasp a hold of them. You know what I mean? I think they're probably the people that are probably lucky. Who've probably got a house in order, who've got a family in order, who've got their affairs in order. They're not having to worry about paying bills. They're not having to worry about, you know what I mean, financial struggles. They're just comfortable. You know what I mean? They have a family, they're comfortable with their family, they have a house, they're comfortable with their house, they have a car, they're comfortable with their car, their payments are getting met on time, all of that. You know what I mean? I think people that are in that boat, you can't say they're lucky, but they've worked for it. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't suggest and say the word lucky. I would just say very putting it all together, and it's all aligned and it's all worked out great for them. So I would say big up to those people who obviously are earning and working hard and, you know, seeing the reap of their rewards and all of that. So I wouldn't say lucky, I would say earned it. Do you know what I mean? It's very hard to differentiate the two people. So, oh, I think they're lucky people. Nah. I'm trying to obviously say it in a way where, you know, I'm coming across whatever. I don't want it to come across badly. So, you know. But anyways, that's it, guys. Well, that's it. We've come to the end of the random word questions. We're going to move forward now to talk Lily Phillips. Yeah, I didn't talk about it when it came out because I think I was on holiday at that time. So I'm going to talk about it now. And obviously, it recently came out, just being a couple of days ago, I believe, where there was this Turkish OnlyFans model who decided she wanted to participate in the same conquest. Now, this conquest of being 100 man she wants to sleep with, the same thing Lily Phillips did. Now, for me, that's grim. It's grim like the fairy tales. Do you know what I mean? I personally, as I said, for me, I wouldn't allow someone in my space that's like that. You know what I mean? I couldn't be with you. I couldn't get with you. I don't really want to get to know you. You know what I mean? If it's a freak me baby thing, then it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Let me lick you up and down when you stop. You know what I mean? One night and all of that. Cool. One night in heaven when you touch me. Do you know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, yeah, even then, if I've known you have those numbers racked up, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Feels unpretty. Do you know what I mean? So I generally don't want to be the 250th man you probably have ended up being in with in your lifetime. That's just a bit, yeah, that's a bit sickly. You know what I mean? That's a bit sickly, and it's something that I can't really see myself really grasping the concept of wanting to get to know someone who's within those realms, going into shadow realms and sucking all these shadow dwellers. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what it is. It's dark stuff out here. Do you know what I mean? These galdem are moving mad. Do you know what I mean? 100 man in one day. Do you know what I mean? Lily Phillips, it's not something to be proud of. And I think at the end of the thing, she was crying her eyes out. So, well, who was the one who decided to do this? You was. So, in the end of the day, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you. You decided you wanted to go on this quest for penises. So you got all penises all up on your grill, all of that. Like the Missy Elliott, so you up in my grill, you know what I mean? You decided to do them things. So that's down to you. You know, I can't feel sorry for you. I can't feel bad for you. You had all that, you know, bit to Bismol and spunk all upon you. So that's what you got. Do you know what I mean? It's not me gonna feel bad for you. You should feel bad for yourself, which you do. So at the end of the day, you said you regret it. Well, let's guess what else. Probably your parents do too, because they've seen you getting railed out, or knowing that you've got railed out on camera by 100 man. It's moving mad. But anyways, the same thing with that Turkish content creator who got arrested. You know what I mean? Good thing they discovered she was going to do something mad and they arrested her. Because obviously in Turkey it's banned there. Doing only OnlyFans is banned there. You can't go there and do OnlyFans. It's literally banned in that country. They don't allow people to get away with doing it. But some people are still doing it on the low. And she got caught out because I think she was trying to brag that she wanted to do 100 man like Lily Phillips as well. Like, this is what happens to these people who think they can just go, excuse me, cold and that is happening. They can just go and think it's all great. You know what I mean? Go and have a time of their lives with bare man's aubergine and that. Do you know what I mean? It's just moving discreetly off the rails. You know what I mean? This is not even a train going in a track. This is a train going off. It's the rail. You know what I mean? All of that is supposed to be going to its destination. Its destination ended up splattering all over you. Destination unknown. Destination destroyed. Destination depleted. Delete everything. Delete it, Lily Phillips. You might as well delete the footage as well. That never should have came up, but it's come out and you've got cummed on you as well. So that's what the end result is, Lily Phillips. You've ended up looking like a bigger disgrace than you have looked like a disgrace. It's a disgrace, Lily Phillips. It's a disgrace. Do you know what I mean? And the same with that other chick as well. Good thing she got found out too. It's a disgrace. Listen, I'm not saying don't do OnlyFans. Do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, you know the consequences. You know that people are going to judge you for what you do. You know that that's going to happen. And unfortunately for you, I could say unfortunately, but I'm not really, I'm saying on terms of what I'm trying to be a human being. But this is what's going to happen. You know what I mean? You put yourself out there in this bad sort of light. That's what's going to happen. You put yourself out there when you're going to get naked in camera and you're going to do all these things. That's what's going to happen. The people of the world will judge you for what you do. It's not going to be looking great. You're not going to be compared to the people that are CEOs or the people that work in flipping offices, you know what I mean, earning bare fat amount of cashes of money. Do you know what I mean? You do that for a living, take your clothes off and all of that. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where people will judge you for that because you're not doing it behind closed doors. You're doing it in front of the world to see, so that people would see it and the people ain't gonna respect you. And that's just what it is. Do you know what I mean? Listen, man them will be simping. You know what I mean? Because the man them see it and they'll be like, oh yeah, I want to see the OnlyFans, so let me just pay and see the subscription. Dumbasses. Do you know what I mean? You've got sites for free that you can go on and watch and do all of that you want to do, get your rocks of entertainment and that. But these men want special shout-outs and requests. Simps, do you know what I mean? These are the mans, these are part of the problems that what funds these OnlyFans girls. Do you know what I mean? So I can't really blame you. I blame the man them that go out there and decide to pay for your subscriptions and go, hey, well, let me pay for you, baby, or let me buy this for you, baby, or let me buy that for you, baby. Fools, morons, fatheads, do you know what I mean? So you guys are the ones that are contributing towards this BS happening. Do you know what I mean? If it wasn't for you, OnlyFans wouldn't have been popping off. You're paying for all this subscription. You're allowing these girls to come and do what they have to do. So I can't really blame them. It's a hustle for them, but still, a hustle of getting cummed on daily. That's madness, bruv. But this is what happens. Yeah, this is what it is right now. Because these men them have gone and paid all these girls to go and take their clothes off and that. Take your mother shirt off, all of that. So it's their fault. Why these girls them are out here doing all these madness? It's these men them who go and pay for subscriptions and go and go, oh well, this is what it is now. I want to see naked boobies. Go to a strip club. Do you know what I mean? You may have to pay and just see tits. You know what I mean? Like, or go and pay to have services or something. Yeah, bro, at least them girl, they're discreet. You don't know who they are, but you know what I mean? Like, it's mad, man. But anyways, no, rant over. Listen, I'm not disrespecting the gals who do what they do on these sites because they have to earn a living. But if you're out here pushing your noon around, you know what I mean, going out there and just getting your womb wrecked by different men, you expect people to say to you, oh yeah, you've done a great, wow, congratulations, you got fucked up by 6 or 7 men in one day, or 100 men, congratulations. No, they're not gonna say that. They're not gonna do that. So this is what it is. You reap what you sow, as they say. But anyways, let's move on. TikTok obviously got banned in the US, so now we're hearing it's being reinstated. They've put it back on, but it was just a ploy, wasn't it? This all started with Donald Trump, that wig wearing cunt. You know what I mean? It started with him. You know what I mean? And this is the reason why. All those people that were probably threatened, oh my word, what's gonna happen? My TikTok's going, how I'm gonna earn money. Those big earners that are probably in the US that were earning fat amounts of cash for. Do you know what? Man, am I thinking about relocating right now because, you know, it's looking peaky out here. Do you know what I mean? It's moving mad. The fact that they decided to try and close TikTok down because of some disagreement with some smaller company that was partnering with TikTok, it was just mad. You know what I mean? In a sense of anything, they're trying to stop the content creators them from making their money. Do you know what I mean? The people on TikTok who are doing their thing. If it's me, yeah, man, like I'll be pissed off as well. I'll be annoyed. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to cancel something that was really pushing venues and agendas for these people. That is making these people grow more in wealth and get more money and entertain the public. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm not a big TikTok guy. I am on TikTok. But you know what I mean? I'm on TikTok because I'm showing the world my videos. That's what I'm on there for. I'm not generally on there for any real purposes. You know what I mean? So you'll probably see clips like this, clips like these going out and telling people what they can see on YouTube. Because my channel is YouTube, my audience, I want it to be YouTube. But in order to spread the word and let the word go far, you'd need other platforms to do that. So the people obviously who are just TikTok based, you probably may want to think about probably sharing your bases to other areas as well, going into probably Twitch, going into probably Instagram, going into probably Facebook, wherever. Do you know what I mean? Because you shouldn't just limit yourself, I think, just to one platform. Now people say, well, you're just saying that, but you're on YouTube. YouTube for me, I think, is more comfortable. You know what I mean? I've got clips out in other places, so clips are there. If anything, I can instantly go, okay, cool, that's not working, so I can just push it to somewhere else. So it's not really a problem to me, but it is what it is. But it's mad, you know what I mean? I know all the TikTok people were threatening the US. Oh, man, how am I going to earn my money? Shoot, what's going to happen now? Just ban TikTok. So it's crazy, but it's been reinstated now. Listen, Donald Trump is playing these men, but we all knew it. We all knew it. Do you know what I mean? This guy just didn't care about the people. He only cares about himself. He only cares about, how to ruin, people's lives and make it even worse. So he doesn't care about. This man don't care. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. We'll come to, obviously, a movie I did watch was just The Interceptor. Now, I mean, I've watched this movie just recently. I didn't really know much about this movie. I was just literally browsing through the flicks, and I saw it. Came out in 2002, featuring Elsa Pataki. Obviously, if you don't know her, she did feature in the Fast and Furious film. Not Too Fast, Too Furious, but Fast and Furious films. I think she was in number 5. She was Vin Diesel's basically side piece for Michelle Rodriguez. When Michelle Rodriguez had the accident, and all of that and all the above. So it was a decent film, attack on, stopping a practical bombing happening of the US, and this kind of was the last line of the interceptors that was out in some oil rig somewhere, that is ones that stop these, say, nuclear wars from going off. So she obviously has to get there in time to stop and save the US from being destroyed. So it's one of them ones. It's a good action-packed film. Good, if you're into the action-packed thriller, this is right up your alley. So yeah, I think Chris Hemsworth was one of the executive producers of this film, directors as well. So there's a film of his as well, starring his wife, which is Elsa Pataki. It's his wife. So I didn't know that, so I just recently checked. I was like, raw. The two are married, but it's great for him, isn't it? It's great for them. So yeah, but good film overall, action-packed thriller. Good fight scenes as well. I liked how clean and how action-packed it was. But if you're going to compare it to the greats, it doesn't compare up there. But it was a nice film to watch. Good sort of cliffhanger, thriller-ish type of film. Guns blazing, all of that. So you would like it if you're into action and thriller and that. It'd be right up your alley. So for me, I'd give it about 7.5 for this film. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. And that's it. So that's all of that. So what do you guys think of the random questions? Lily Phillips, the Turkish woman, OnlyFans, TikTok, The Interceptor. Put your comments below on that one. You can keep it to yourself. With that, we're going to move forward now to talk the Premier League. But before we talk about that, we're going to talk about Erling Haaland. Now, Erling Haaland signed a 9-year contract to stay with Manchester City. You guys obviously know my thoughts about Erling Haaland since obviously he played our team, Arsenal, and he threw the ball at the back of Gabriel's head, told my manager to stay humble, and all of this stuff. I've obviously not been on great paths with Erling Haaland. You know what I mean? I've seen him for a bit of the punk weasel that he is. You know what I mean? That little, well, he's big actually, not little. That big son of a bitch. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, I personally have let's say, a bit of a beef. Not say a bit, it's just a lot of a beef, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's a whole flipping steak, isn't it, at this point in time? With Erling Haaland. Because obviously how Erling Haaland's acted, you know what I mean, towards my club. You know what I mean? Allowed to beat him and then the man's talking shit. You know what I mean? But anyways, I don't care about this guy signing a 9-year contract. I hope it fails. Do you know what I mean? That's the one thing about it. I hope Pep Guardiola leaves and then this guy's ended up fucked. Do you know what I mean? And then the manager who comes in doesn't favour him and decides to go and sign another striker. Then you'll be in the dumps. You'll be in the shit. Do you know what I mean? Then you'll be lost. You mean lost? Left. You know what I mean? Left alone. Oh, you think you're better off alone? You think you are now, wouldn't you? You stupid bitch. You know what I mean? I'm just hoping, manifesting, waiting, and hoping that the manager that comes in next don't favour your ass. Do you know what I mean? And says, Erling, listen, it is what it is, bruv, but you're not that guy. Do you know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is, yes, you know how to score goals. Yes, you know how to, tap goals in and be that sort of poacher striker. But above all, you ain't shit. Apart from that, you ain't nothing more than a tap-in merchant. You know what I mean? And that's what you are, a tap-in merchant. So that's as simple as that, and that's all I've got to say about it. Who cares about your 9-year contract? Who cares if you signed your life away to stay at City? I hope you don't win crap all when you're there with them now, and I hope it all falls down like the Kanye West song. When it all falls down. I'll be waiting, Erling. When that day comes, I'll be waiting. But anyways, let's move on to the Premier League match day 22. My reaction to that, because there was some madness that did happen in the Premier League, and they need to be discussed. They need to be discussed, indeed. So let's get on to that. Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 4. West Ham 0, Crystal Palace 2. Brentford 0, Liverpool 2. Leicester City 0, Fulham 2. Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2. Nottingham Forest 3, Southampton 2. Everton 3, Tottenham 2. Man United 1, Brighton 3. Ipswich Town 0, Man City 6. Chelsea and Wolves to play today at 8 p.m. As it is, I will predict that scoreline. I think Chelsea are going to win. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Chelsea win. Well, let's get on to, obviously, the match day 22. My reaction to them. Listen, Bournemouth beating Newcastle 4-1 at home is something I didn't expect to see. But it's a good result for Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? It stops the Newcastle run. They're on a very good run. And it finally stops their runs. Well done to Bournemouth going away from home and, beating them 4-1. Then Justin Kluivert again on the score sheet. You know what I mean? This guy's starting to turn out like his dad and all that. You know what I mean? We didn't think that was going to happen. We thought this guy's just going to be a bit of a loser in that. Now he's just turned around. Suddenly he's on some purple patch form. But listen, congratulations to him. You know what I mean? Scoring a hat-trick again. You know what I mean? So, Justin is on a bit of a run, isn't he? You know what I mean? But anyways, next one. West Ham losing 2-0 to Palace. Listen, at home, it's not good for them, is it? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the new manager is coming and that. So, it's just one of those things, isn't it? You know what I mean? Losing 2-0 to Palace. Mateta's on the score sheet both times. So, not good for West Ham at all, is it? And then they got Mavropanos sent off as well. So, not good. Brentford losing 2-0 to Liverpool. It's a late goal, 2 late goals. Darwin Núñez comes and rescues it for Liverpool. But it keeps Liverpool, points ahead of Arsenal, who are in second place. They've extended their run because Arsenal ended up drawing. So Liverpool go again, I think, 6 points ahead of Arsenal with a game in hand. So they could potentially make it 9 if they do win their game in hand. I still think it's Liverpool's title, but let's move on. We'll digress that towards the end. Leicester City losing 2-0 to Fulham. Smith Rowe on the score sheet. It's a good win for Fulham. Leicester again, I think, winless in about 7. So it's not looking good for them. People are on Ruud van Nistelrooy's back, and on the board's back as well. So, and he's just come. Could Ruud van Nistelrooy be sacked so early? Shock if that happens. Arsenal and Aston Villa draw. We 2-0 up. Arsenal 2-0 up, and then bottling it. They bottled it. 2-0 up, and they bottled it. Threw it away. Kai Havertz couldn't reach that, and Ollie Watkins at the back post tapping it in. Just a mess, to be honest. Mess defensively. Mikel Merino couldn't stop that guy getting in, Tielemans, and getting his head on and scoring. Pathetic. This is why I say we're not going to win the league title. And people say, oh, Randy, you're probably being a bit negative towards Arsenal. You should be a bit more positive. Positive about what? When I've seen this crap week in, week out. And I didn't obviously watch the game, but I'm hearing about it. You know what I mean? I heard about it. And I watched the highlights because obviously I came back from football, playing football of my own. I was tired. I just wanted to sleep at that point. So I crashed out. And then I ended up missing the game. And then I ended up seeing the highlights and seeing we drew 2-2. And I was even more infuriated when I heard that we were 2-0 up. But this is what we like to do. We like to play these games, don't we? We like to fuck about and find out. It's always this case with us where we get the chance and the opportunity to make something happen. We always capitulate, fall at the last hurdle. We're that donkey that just cannot seem to get over the barrier. When there's horses that jump over there, we just go into the barrier and we stop. And we just look at it and then we turn and reverse back around. That's what we seem to be doing at this point in time. We're not worse than what Tottenham are, but my word, do you know what I mean? And people say, well, you just need to stay positive. Bro, less of the street song. We're not trying to sing the streets out here. What I see is the same old crap from us. Do you know what I mean? The same old rubbish. People say, well, Bukayo Saka is injured. You know what I mean? Raheem Sterling is there. But the problem is, we haven't got real man in this team. Real man who want to take people on. Apart from Bukayo Saka, where was Martin Odegaard today? Where was he? I mean, not today, but in that game, where was he? I heard he disappeared like the deserts missed the rain. He wasn't present in that game, was he? Where was he? So I look at those players and I say, it's just not good enough. Mikel Merino, not good enough. You know what I mean? Leandro Trossard, yeah, sure he scored and gave assists, but it still isn't good enough to be starting games for us. You know what I mean? Raheem Sterling, let's not even get started on him. Not good enough. You know what I mean? All of these guys, not starters for us. We've gone some non-stars in our team. Sidemen, you know what I mean? French fries. That's what these man them are. French fries. You know what I mean? They ain't starters. Yeah, they ain't steak. Yeah, they ain't all of that. So, what do you want me to say about these guys that ain't been said? Pathetic. Let's move on. Nottingham Forest winning against Southampton 3-2. Listen, they were 3-0 up and Southampton started them out, come back. I'm sure you've got some Nottingham Forest bums up in seats and that. But they win, they end up in the same points as Arsenal. So they're literally in third place, I believe. Or I don't know how it works. I guess probably we're ahead maybe on goal difference, but they're generally both tied in the same points as us. Everton beating Tottenham 3-2, 3-0 up at half time, and then Tottenham ended up trying to come back, but it just looked problematic for them. Everton were all over them like a rash, you know what I mean? And it just seemed that there was no coming back from them. Ange Postecoglu, there was talks of him potentially getting fired at half time. It was mad. I mean, the Everton fans were delirious. Tottenham fans were not so much. They paid their hard-earned money to get down to Liverpool to see that. It's not good at all. It's not good. we're going to touch more on Ange Postecoglu. Ange Postecoglu, I'm sorry, the 12 losses in this season so far, 12 losses. Yeah, man, that's a sackable offence, man. I'm not going to lie about it. That's a real sackable offence. Doesn't matter if he's got some players out. And personally, I want him to stay so he can get Tottenham relegated. If Tottenham get relegated, I'm throwing a drinks party. Not obviously a Premier League or celebrations party, a drinks party. A little sip. Cheers to the demise of Tottenham getting relegated. But I'm not going to celebrate anything because, as I said, Arsenal are not going to win jack all this season. We're not winning nothing. We're not winning fuck all. And why I say that is because it's the same thing I see. The same thing. The same problems. Without Bukayo Saka, we got nothing. We got nothing going forward. We just rely on crosses in, Gabriel score headers. That's what we seem to be relying on. We got nothing. So that's that. Tottenham, it is what it is. I hope you guys get relegated. Keep Ange Postecoglu in. I want you to stay. We want you to stay. We want you to stay. Ange Postecoglu, we want you to stay. Do you know what I mean? As Erling Haaland has signed his 9-year contract, please sign your 9-year contract and stay with Tottenham Hotspurs. Do you know what I mean? But listen, it's not just Ange Postecoglu's fault though. It's the board's fault as well. They're a joke. And that's just as simple as that. But anyways, I don't care, but long may it continue, long may the show go on, the circus rides and all that. Fun. Do you know what I mean? They've got obviously all of that, activities in their stadiums to go and look forward to. The WizKid concert, the Beyonce, all of that. Do you know what I mean? F1 driving and all of them things like that. They got all them things going on there. Though you could walk around the top of the skyline and see the Tottenham crap stadium, the toilet bowl. You could see that as well. It's going to be great to go and have a great adventurous day out at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium because you're not going to see the team win. So anyways, but it is what it is. Next one. Man United losing 3-1 to Brighton at home. It's peak. It's peak indeed. But listen, big up to Brighton, man. Going there and winning 3-1. I heard they were all over Man United and Man United didn't have no answers. Do you know what I mean? But they're relying, obviously, I think, on Ahmad a bit too much, aren't they? You know, if Ahmad don't get them out of trouble, then they're fucked, and that's just what it is. Next one, City, patterned. Ipswich Town got taken into another millennium, bruv. You know what I mean? That's what happened. They turned them over like apple. They turned them over like pineapple upside down cake. Ipswich Town got absolutely annihilated, 6-0. Looks like City could be back though. That could be problems for Liverpool. Because if Liverpool keeps slipping up, City could end up taking it. And I don't want these men to take anything. I want them just to end up with a simple FA Cup or one of these things and then piss off. Do you know what I mean? I don't want them winning anything big this season. None. Do you know what I mean? So anyways. And that's that. That's that for my Premier League reaction. Oh shoot. Yeah, I should actually come on to actually predict the games that are going to happen. I've seen the weekend. I was forgetting about that. You know me, typical me. But anyways, let's get on to that very quickly because we've got the Champions League to get into as well. So, Brighton Everton is on Saturday 25th Jan at 3 p.m. I'm going to go for a Brighton win. I'm going to go for a 3-2. I think it'd be a high scoring one. I think Everton will fight back, but I think 3-2 Brighton. Liverpool versus Ipswich Town. This could be a peaky one, to be honest, but I think Liverpool should have enough to go on the line. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Liverpool win. Southampton Newcastle. Could this be a banana skin for Newcastle? I think they have to answer back. I'm going to go for a tight one, though. Potentially a 2-0 Newcastle win. Wolves Arsenal. At this point, who knows, to be honest. Arsenal should win this game, but I wouldn't count it against us to get a draw in her. 1-0 Arsenal. Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest. Could be a banana skin for Nottingham Forest there. I think it could be. I'm going to go for a 1-1. Man City, Chelsea, game of the weekend. I think it could be. I think City should win, shouldn't they? Chelsea going under a bit of... They probably need to answer back, don't they? But City have just got this resurgence back again. 3-1 Man City. Tottenham, Leicester City. Bro, Tottenham have to win this game. They have to win this game. or they're in big trouble. They're in trouble. They're in real big trouble. Yeah, I think they'll scrape it. It'll be a messy one still. 2-1 Tottenham. Crystal Palace, Brentford. Hmm, this one's got draw written all over this, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-1. Aston Villa, West Ham. Villa. Yeah, Villa. 3-1 Villa. Fulham, Man United. I'm going to go for a draw here, to be honest. Yeah, 1-1. And that's it for the predictions of the Premier League. But what do you think about the Premier League predictions? You can put your comments below on that one or keep them to yourself. Cool, with that, we're going to move on to the meant to be the champion. Yes, Champions League. Let's get on to the predictions of match day 7. Monaco versus Aston Villa. It's obviously tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. I'm going to go for a draw on this one. 1-1. Atalanta versus SK Sturm Graz. I'm going to go for Atalanta win. A 4-1 Atalanta win. Atletico Madrid versus Leverkusen. Big game. Big game. This is drawing on this, to be honest. I'm going to go for a 1-1 here. Benfica versus Barcelona. 3-1 Barcelona. Zvezda, I always butcher that name, versus PSV. 2-1 PSV. Liverpool versus Lille. Liverpool. 3-1. Club Brugge versus Juventus. 1-1. Slovan Bratislava versus VfB Stuttgart. 1-0 Slovan. Bologna Dortmund. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Dortmund win. Leipzig Sporting. 3-2 Sporting Lisbon. Shakhtar Donetsk versus Brest. Shakhtar. 2-1 Shakhtar. Actually draw. 1-1. Sparta Praha versus Inter Milan. Inter Milan. 3-0 Inter Milan. Final Bayern 4. Maybe even 5, to be honest. 4-0 Bayern Munich. Arsenal versus Dinamo Zagreb. 2-1 Arsenal. Milan versus Girona. 3-1 Milan. PSG versus Man City. Ooh. Man City should win this one though. I'm going to go for a 3-2 Man City win. Real Madrid versus Salzburg. 5-2 Real Madrid. Celtic versus Young Boys. 1-0 Celtic. And that's it for the Champions League predictions. What are your thoughts on the predictions? You put your comments below. Keep it to yourself. With that, we've come to the end of the podcast. I'd like to big you all up for checking this episode. Appreciate your time. And you know what we usually do here when we finish. Peace, love, unity, have fun. And you're either all in or clear out.